everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gart Swanson up in Magnolia today. Now, before the Jonas Brothers or even Hanson, the original chart-topping family band wasn't a real family or a real band. Of course, I'm speaking of the Partridge Family. The Partridge Family ran for 4 seasons on ABC beginning in 1970. The show starring Shirley Jones was about a young widow and her 5 children who start a rock band, launching the careers of teen idol David Cassidy, actress Susan Day, and wisecracking middle son Danny, played by Danny Bonaduce. When the show ended, Bonaduce went from famous to infamous. He struggled with drugs and alcohol. He became a pro wrestler. He starred in his own reality show and eventually became a DJ. His success on the airwaves eventually brought him here to Seattle. And as Refined's Malia Karlinski discovered, after years of searching, this former Hollywood wild child has finally found peace.
You know, I just realized that if you haven't been listening to the entire show, this question may sound odd. So what have you ever done in a group that was a lot of fun?
It's morning drive time at Seattle's classic rock radio station.
I'm Danny Bonaduce, and you're listening to KZOK.
DJ Danny Bonaduce is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
But there's a whole generation.
Being on the radio seems to strike the perfect note.
I'll tell you what I love about all of this is it's what I'm best at. You know, it's so weird that I got famous doing something else. You'd think, well, that's what he does. And it's not what I do, it's what I did. I was a cute kid and I grew out of it.
It's easy to forget he started his showbiz career in the 70s as a member of America's favorite music-making family.
Come on now and meet everybody.
How did you even get into acting in the first place?
In Los Angeles, kid actor is not rare. The weird thing was getting the job on the Partridge Family. That changed everything.
By the time he was 10, the actor was already stealing scenes as the wisecracking middle kid, also named Danny.
But can't we talk this out like adults? Yeah, let's talk it out like adults.
But do you have a favorite Partridge Family episode?
Oh, no, I do. But just because there was a lot of get up and go in it, the Christmas episode, but we end up in the Old West. But with David,
Of course you did.
with David Cassidy as the sheriff, and everything's these weird pastel colors.
I felt like your sense of humor at that age was like an adult, really.
All things come to those who wait.
Shirley Jones says all the comedy was Danny. If you want the jokes, you want the laughs that are guaranteed, go to Danny.
The hit show also starred Shirley Jones as the family matriarch and teen dream David Cassidy as older brother Keith. Both would become his lifelong friends.
When you think about those times, are they happy times overall?
Yeah, they're almost without exception, the Partridge Family days were happy. Well, they weren't happy days. That was another show entirely.
I'll treat you like a woman, love you like a woman.
But if I had bad times during the Partridge Family, they were at home. They were at home with a real life family and real life problems.
What was going on at home?
Dad was an angry guy, so we just lived in constant fear of the guy.
But Danny found a safe place and a sense of belonging with his TV family. So it was devastating when after a 4-year run, the music suddenly stopped.
After the show went off the air,
Which was horrifying.
Okay, well, what was that like?
It was terrible.
Typecast and now a teen, Bonaduce struggled to find steady work.
And so I had nowhere to go and nothing to do because I had no money saved and nobody was hiring me and I had no skills.
Said you had about 10 years of not great times.
Yeah, which lead into really not great times.
Right.
Over the next decade, the situation got desperate.
Yeah, I lived in my car on and off for a couple years. Then the drugs just got out of control. A little bit briefer than the alcohol, which stayed out of control for close to 20 years. I would bounce around being a professional maniac for a while. Look, it's the guy from the Partridge Family.
It was David Cassidy who helped him turn his life around.
And he said, all right, man, we're gonna straighten you out. He said, we're gonna go on a tour together. And he said, we're gonna get on that bus, and on that bus, there's gonna be no drinking, no drugs, and no women. And I said, no. He said, here's what's gonna happen, man. And by the end of the tour, you're gonna have a job. Then
Bonaduce finally got a break.
And I got to my 5th radio station with David Cassidy. The manager came right up to me, right then and there on the spot. I said, listen, you're great. You belong on the radio. You want a job? And I said, yeah, I would love the job. Well, and I've been on the air ever since.
But it sounds like he was like a kind of a big brother to you.
He was more a big brother to me at the time than my actual big brother.
Diagnosed with dementia, Cassidy passed away from kidney failure in 2017. But his legacy lives on in the Partridge Family's many hits. We asked Danny to play a few songs and share the stories behind them.
When we're doing the love you parts at the end, it's a close-up of everybody but David Cassidy, and they want it, so they want to go. love you. Partridge Family's biggest song, I Think
Yeah.
I Love You, is by far my least favorite song.
I think I love you. Isn't that
How can you not love this?
You don't get that that sounds stupid and hokey.
This is the greatest song.
Once I wake up and something that's just knocking at my brain. I think I love you.
You didn't see this part happening, did you?
There's the thing that Amy and I have, and it means the world to me when I get to say it honestly, and it's good, clean fun. So I just never had any. Not since the days of the Partridge Family.
He's been working as a DJ since the 1980s. Later, he starred in a reality show and had a run as a boxer/wrestler. There were some scandals and crazy times. But these days, he's traded in breaking Bonaduce for backgammon with wife Amy. They met 11 years ago.
I was at Starbucks. We were both there alone, and I saw him and I said the winning line, I read your book, and we ended up talking for a couple hours. And I've kind of seen him like every day since then.
They've been married for 8 years, and Danny's been sober for the past 7.
You know, and everybody said, oh, you have to do it for yourself. You can't do it for somebody else. Lies, lies, lies. I flat out did it for Amy. And when that seemed to be go all right, then every day I work on it.
Was that the first time in your life that you felt that kind of unconditional love from somebody?
When they did not show unconditional love, I just got crazy and you know, think about a guy in your house that you really like, but he's just gonna set fires, literal fires, every third day. I don't blame anybody for saying I can't stand another second of this. What happened with Amy is I didn't set nearly as many fires.
But don't go thinking Danny Bonaduce is boring.
I'm the purple one.
Amid the star's stash of mementos, including this sign from his old dressing room door, there's also a unicycle, and he's not afraid to use it. Danny Bonaduce still embodies that feeling of fun, but today there's also a sense of peace about the former wild child. He credits Amy for that.
Whatever the good parts of me were not worth what the bad parts were. So I think the thing that she did for me was not only just stick around, but showed me something that was worth the effort.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
Danny is working on a new book titled You're Manic and Making Phone Calls. To learn more or to watch that story again, log on to our website.